True, so that's a plus. I didn't know it was possible to feel my heart beat all the way to my eyebrows, but as I look out at all of you, I'm finding that to be true. Before I commence with my speech, I'd like to thank a number of people who have supported me all the way up to this day. My parents, family, friends, T-Squad especially, teachers, and the community of Cove. But most importantly, I thank God for every large and small gift He's bestowed me with. I wouldn't be anywhere without His constant mercy and grace. High school has been a place where lessons can be learned by instructors who can make music come alive, or who can make you genuinely believe math rocks. Crazy, I know. It's a place where lifelong friendships can be established, where every day you can be up to your eyeballs in homework, and where you can encounter different forms of seemingly lethal stress that will leave you awake at 3 a.m. with a half-written essay and an empty bucket of cheese balls. It's also a place that we must forever leave as students after this night. When I began writing this speech, I started to feel extremely humbled to be granted the opportunity to bring a message to the class I grew up with, the class of 2016. There are so many words I wish I could say to you, but some of y'all have really long names, and I don't want to be here till the cows come home, so I tried my best to keep this concise. I don't know how well I succeeded at that, but for a moment, I asked you to look around and breathe every last bit of this in. Do you believe this? We made it here. We fought and we conquered, and now we're graduating. The potential for a positive future exists in every one of us. This is where our lives truly begin. However, time has a funny way of slipping through your fingers no matter how tightly you may strain. One moment, you're punching your brother in the face because he's touching your Winnie the Pooh playset, and the next, you're graduating high school. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but believing that we have all the time in the world is just a fantasy. One day, we too will boast wrinkles and bad backs. In the words of author David Robinson, the timing for spiritual decisions is obvious. We have a limited amount of time on this earth, and we tend to think of time as a circle. Perhaps this is why most clocks are round. Time is really a line. And once we pass a certain point, we can never pass it again. End quote. As time passes, another generation is born and replaces the one before it doing the exact same things that the previous generation had at one time accomplished. Not a single one of us knows when his or her heart will beat for the last time and that final point in life is reached. Now, why am I talking about life ending? Isn't that kind of morbid, Laura? If that were my point, I don't think I should be allowed to give any more speeches. The rest of your life can be thought of as a lottery ticket. You have no clue what it holds because it all depends on how you play your numbers. This life you have is a gift from God, and so is this very day you've been blessed to live. James 4:14 says, whereas you know not what shall be on tomorrow. For what is your life? It is even a vapor that appears for a little time and then vanishes away. My question and point is, what will you do with your gift of life before you vanish? You could choose to squander your gift on the selfish advancement of you. You can let your vocabulary gravitate towards words such as me, myself, and I, and let your conduct revolve around what might benefit you. But if you choose this path, let me warn you, you can be knocked off your feet pretty quickly. One day you end up feeling like you're the smartest, most capable person on the planet. Your pride makes you feel absolutely unstoppable. And then the next day, at your friend's birthday party, you run into her screen door, face first, and knock it off its hinges because you didn't see it. Yeah, that screen door had no trouble stopping me. I'm so sorry, Mama. The point is, pride and narcissism will ultimately cause you to fall, and God is more concerned with your faithfulness than with your success. You could also choose life in a variety of other ways. And laziness, and hypocrisy, and anger, and grief, and bitterness, all of which can take pieces out of your person and leave you less than you were before. But I must advise you that life is too short to focus on all the minuscule wrongs that have been done to you. A famous author once said, "There are seasons in life, and no season lasts forever." I mean, if you got past junior high, so there has to be at least some truth to that. Finally, before you go, you can live your life in service to others. When we look back on the lives of Martin Luther King Jr., George Washington, and greatest of all, Jesus Christ, we don't remember them for the riches they gained on earth. We remember them for the legacies they left behind and the intangible gifts they gave to their followers. Even those who didn't revere them during their time got to taste the glory of their sacrifices and humility. I would be the first to tell you that deciding to give my life over to Jesus has made all the difference. The choice to live with one's mind and not on self is one of the greatest endeavors known to man, because our short-sighted human minds get so preoccupied with the concept of gain. But friends, the treasures you gain on earth are subject to rot, fade, and decay. And that's the message today. Attend to others, love passionately, live fervently, forgive easily. As we walk out of here and into the rest of our lives, it will be only our decision on where to go next. If our lives can be compared to a vapor, while our lives burn away on earth, we can decide whether the scent we leave behind after we vanish will be pleasant or foul. Of course, we do have the outside influence of the people who surround us, but at the end of the day, we decide what our next move will be. I beg of you, class of 2016, don't let your peak be in high school. Continue to better yourself and the things you find joy in doing. In the words of the award-winning musical Hamilton, history has its eyes on you, and you have no control who lives, who dies, who tells your stories. Leave a way of charity and kindness in your path, because no one here knows when our course is going to end. Constantly ask yourself, if not me, then who? If not now, when? You have power in your bones and a heart with a set number of beats in your chest. Spend each beat and every day in ardency, in passion, and in affection. You may be 1 in 7.1 billion, but the differences you make can still be significant. Make conscious decisions in everything you say, think, and do. At the end of your life, your legacy will only be determined by the route you have decided to take. Thank you for letting me bring this message to you tonight. These past 4 years have truly been bittersweet. Go out into the world and, as we say in theater, break a leg.